All right, so we'll go ahead and call this meeting into session at this time. There are no changes to the agenda, so according to section 2.1, I need a motion to move the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, motion carries 4-0. All right, section 3.1, recognitions. Children in Crisis Change for Children campaign, presented by our friend Ms. Kitty Johnson, member of the Board of Directors. Ms. Johnson, would you come forward? I see you're accompanied by Mary Jane Ross. Very good. I see Mr. Hare in the audience too.
Duo here.
Yeah. Welcome.
And I'm Mary Jane, and Kitty, of course. And also with us tonight are Ann Cannon and Margie Zant, former educators, all representing the Retired Teachers Chapter of Alpha Delta Kappa. And these are the folks that go out into the schools and are the contacts for the Change for Children campaign in the schools. So without them, it would be much more difficult, but they're wonderful doing that. So, Ms. Kitty?
Mary Jane and I both are members of the Board of Directors for Children in Crisis as well as ADK. And with us tonight, we have our President CEO, Ken Hare. You'll raise with us, and he's going to help pass out these plaques. And our Developmental Coordinator, Josh Bugby. So, all of us from CIC, thank you for your fantastic and continuing support for the children that live in our children's neighborhood, the abused, the abandoned, the neglected, that are in so need of your support. Since opening in 2008, we have served these children, over 1,000 children. We have brought them safe homes, love, safety, security, and best of all, hope. To 1,000 children, we say 1,000 and counting. Now, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and as you know, with the support of the superintendent of schools and the school board for many years, actually since 2007, we have held the Change for Children campaign in the Okaloosa schools. And the main thing is the Change for Children, we feel, is very important because it's children helping children and being aware, because these are our children. So the Change for Children's monies, the funds that we raise money for food, clothing, and required school shirts, school trips, those types of things that kids normally get at home, but we're providing for them. So thank you for that. This year, 19 Okaloosa County schools participated in the C4C campaign, and all of these contributions are tremendously appreciated. But what we're going to do tonight, when I turn my page, is to recognize the top fundraisers. Each year we've been doing this, the top fundraisers in each category in the schools. We're going to present them with a banner to hang in their school for everyone to see, and also a plaque. So to begin with, in the elementary school category, the top fundraiser, again, is Destin Elementary. So hopefully, and Sharon Bird, and maybe you won't need to introduce whom else is here. And our ADK contacts, Margie, Zant, and Ann Cannon. We want you all to stand right here.
Come on up. All right.
I'm getting out of the way, y'all. You better get in. Okay, well, okay. All right, well, I have to finish my spiel. Okay. I just want everybody to know. I want everyone to know that Destin Elementary has been the top fundraiser 4 out of the last 5 years, and this year they have raised $1,587.21. So, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Destin Elementary, so much. Are you all? Thank you. Did you want to say anything to introduce these other folks?
And thank you, Mr. Owen and Miss Reed and Miss Burns for joining us tonight. But the kids really like bringing in their change, and they like when they know that it's going to help other kids, and they come in and say, look, I'm helping other kids, and put it in there. And the jugs are fun that you guys decorate. They get to pick which one they want in their class. That's always very heated. They try to come get the one that they wanted from the year before. But you make it fun, and they like to help too, so we really appreciate it. Thank you.
We
all.
really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Okay, next up is in the high school. Top fundraiser was Choctawhatchee High School. And many of you may know that Ms. Heck, the principal, cannot be here this evening. They're having baccalaureate. But we have Becky Perez, who is the school sponsor for the Change for Children campaign. Becky, come up. Becky has sponsored the Change for Children campaign in this school since it began in 2007. And Choctawhatchee has been the top fundraiser in the high school division for the last 10 years. So, awesome. Sadly for us, Becky is retiring this year. She may not be sad, but we all are. We don't bring the band. There you go. Good. Thank you, Choctawhatchee High School. Oh, Becky, thank you.
Appreciate you, and good luck. Have fun these next year, starting in 4 days.
Oh, I want to say, and Choctaw raised $1,897.
Okay, the top fundraiser in the category of community schools. Now, for you all that may not know what we classify as community schools, it's the schools that aren't traditionally elementary, middle, and high school. They have different grades going to the school, and there we have several of those in the county. The top fundraiser in community school category is Southside Primary. Miss Deborah Hahn is the principal, and Haley Dukes. I was getting Stephanie mixed up. Has been the school sponsor. This is the third year in a row that they've done this. So.
And Ms. Hahn, how many students do you have at your school?
We have approximately 325.
And they are like little people. Little people. This is amazing.
They start as young as 3 and they go through 2nd grade.
And they,
Pre-K free.
and I'm going to tell them how much you raised in just a minute. Go ahead. You want to do it? Tell them how much it is.
Southside, just, it blows our mind. Mary Jane and I go up there, and Ms. Hahn is so very nice, but what she and her faculty and staff are doing with those little bitty people that all have, are exceptional students, it just makes your heart smile. And to see that sign hanging out there on 85 going up to Prestige, it's just wonderful also. But they raised $3,169.
For several years.
Right.
Well, we were disappointed we didn't raise as much as we did last year, and they're saying, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, and how much did you raise last year?
We raised over 5,000 last year.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. You guys are wonderful.
I was telling Ms. Hahn that at CIC, at our office, the mailman, Josh could probably say this better than I can, he was the one that talked with me, came in and said, my son goes to Southside, and he told me his group or class, or I think he might have said he, but had raised $900 already for this. They're all excited, and it's just wonderful to see. Thank you. 3 years in a row. And now, last but definitely not least, for sure, in the middle school category, the top fundraiser is Ruckel Middle. So, Ms.
Mr. Janae O. and Ms. Wargo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Miss Wargo and Joey, but Joey was in my homeroom back when I was teaching 20 years ago.
Just like that, wait just a little bit. Going just a little more.
Okay. You're here. So hang in here with me. Let me give you a little bit more information here. Ruckel here has been the top winner, I think 11 out of the last 12 years for overall, but this time we need a drum roll for sure. Thank you. Angela, when we talked with her at the end of school and said, now, can you give us a figure of what, because we're trying to get banners and stuff. She said, nope, you just come on up here and get this check. It's going to be a surprise. So when she, all their science department did, when they got together and gave us that check, what they raised was $8,000. I got to find the exact figure.
It was
$8,000.
It was
That's right,
$8,000
because
exact.
they weren't quite there. And
Wow.
The science department pitched in the rest.
Yes.
science department. One of the very highest that we've ever had raised for the whole years of doing this, so thank you.
Well, the science
Thank
department
you.
and our kids
Yeah.
were blessed to be able to provide back to the community. And our kids took a big interest in it, obviously,
Yeah.
for bringing their coins and their change. So
We made it a competition between class periods and in science, and they really wanted to beat everybody else out.
they did.
They
And
did.
Thank you
Thank
so,
you.
so
Good
much.
for Ruckel. It's a bunch of money. So, Mr. Chambers and school board members, just thank you again for all you do, for your wonderful support for our children living in the neighborhood. But we want to thank you also for all you do for the students in Okaloosa County. Those are our students also, and you do a jam-up job, so you're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Ross, and all of you for everything. Thank you. Very grateful. All right. Okay, anything else? All right.
Slide of
All right. All right, folks, so we'll go ahead now and move on to item 3.2, recognition of Northwood Elementary School Academic Team 2023 nationwide, fifth grade Spring American Answers Champions, presented by Superintendent Chambers. Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Dr. White and School Board. It almost seems like every meeting we have some form of a state champion or some form of a national champion. And whether that be on the sports side, whether it be in band, chorus, theater, or whether it be dealing with academics. And this presentation, I think, is very special. You look at Northwood Elementary, and they are a school that competed in a nationwide competition, 5th and 6th grade, in the Spring America Answers Contest, and they won first place out of 131 fifth grade teams. So think about that just for a second across the nation. Then you look at they were third place in 5th and 6th grade altogether. So I think that is that qualifies as doing an outstanding job. America Answers Contest is an online scholastics competition in the fall and spring when schools from across the United States compete. And several schools have participated in the event over the last several years in Okaloosa, and it's the second time that a school in Okaloosa has won this event. And I'll say to the students that are here and that'll be coming up here in a moment, we always say that when you win something like a statewide competition, a nationwide competition, it's one thing to go to the competition and be successful. It's another thing to practice. It's another thing to be at home and studying. It's another thing to give of your time on multiple days in order to be prepared for a competition such as that. And I hope something like this recognition, this championship I hope is something that lets you know for the future that when you put your all into something and you're fully invested, look at what happens. You think about the amount of 5th grade classrooms across the entire nation, the amount of students, 131 teams make it, and you're the winner. So that is something that's absolutely fantastic. And at this time, if Ms. Coleman, if you would come forward, and is Dr. Kelly here?
She is.
There she is. She's hiding in the back. And as you all come forward, I'm sure, Dr. Kelly, you might have some words to say, and Ms. Coleman, you might as well.
We are missing one of the other sponsors. Ms. Irvine was the other sponsor for our team. I could not have done it without her. We needed some breaks. They got pretty intense at some times.
I would just like to thank the parents because I know that you gave up your time to come and get your boys and girls after school because they did practice after school, so there was a lot of time. And I would also just like to point out, not only were they the top, but they had a perfect score.
Wow.
So just wanted to mention that. So, absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's good. It's hard to lose when you have a perfect score. All right.
We're ready.
Join Mark.
Teams.
Here's the overall flag. And wait 1 second, because we're going to call you so we can say all your names individually, but stay right there because you're all looking good. Here's the overall.
Parker,
And if one of you would call out the names so that way we can get it right. And then we'll shake your hands.
Yep.
So if you want to come on over here, maybe?
Here, I'll hold that. Here, I'll hold that.
Right over here.
And then y'all call the names out.
Oh,
Jaden.
Jaden Peralta. Olivia Herzog.
Jaden.
Alana McNally. We can hold it. Yeah. Holly Burleson. Sarah Murphy. Adam Podrowski. Andrew Barfield. Alex Crespo. Riley Daniels. Dylan Beeler. Micah Robert.
You want to organize over here? We're going to quick pictures and slide on.
Adults, if we can have you guys move that way a little bit, and then we'll put the students, and let's put you on the end, I'm gonna come right back here, since you're so tall, there you go, perfect.
We'll let you hold this here and we're gonna get you.
Okay, yeah, actually, I need a couple of you guys back on the side. Can we put you guys right up front? We're gonna have to make another row.
There we go.
Okay, so I want you kind of staying in like every other one, so make sure you can see me in between. Slide in, slide in. Can you slide that way just to, no, you're fine right there, there you go, perfect. Okay, and same kind of with you, can you go towards Mr. Bryant a little bit. Awesome. Okay, everybody hold your certificates if you can. Turn them around. Don't put them in front of your face though. Bring them down a little bit. Here we go. I'm gonna take a bunch so everybody just keeps smiling. Dr. Kelly, can you? There you go. Can you move that way? There you go. Okay, awesome. There we go. We're gonna take a bunch so everybody keeps smiling. All right, parents, I'll get out of the way.
All right, colleagues, I'm going to give a 2-minute recess to allow the parents and children to head back home as we still have school tomorrow. So recess, 2 minutes. We'll go ahead and call ourselves back into session, and we'll head to Section 4, Administrative Personnel Appointments, and Section 4.1 is the appointment of Assistant Principal to 10-month at Antioch Elementary School, recommended by the Superintendent. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Dr. White and Chair. I'd like to recommend Jennifer Stewart for the 10-month Assistant Principal position at Antioch.
Very good. Almost had a transfer there, huh? All right,
I
in any
appreciate
case,
the help.
Yes, sir. I need a motion, please.
Dr. White, I would like to make the motion that we approve item 5.1, the appointment of Assistant Principal 2, as recommended by the Superintendent.
Motion by Mr. Bryant.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Ivanchek. Any discussion? All right, we'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Item 4.2, appointment of Assistant Principal to 10-month at Wright Elementary School, recommended by Superintendent Chambers. Superintendent?
Thank you, Dr. White and Chair. I bring before you Ms. Lori Feldman. Ms. Feldman is an educator with 20 years of experience. She earned her bachelor's degree from Stockton University in 1995, a master's in teaching with a focus on curriculum, instruction, and assessment from Marygrove College in 2011, and her master's in educational leadership from the University of Florida in 2018. Ms. Feldman taught for 10 years in New Jersey, with most of that time spent in an ESE inclusion teacher classroom for elementary grades. She served as a grade level chair and curriculum writer for the district. Ms. Feldman began her career in Okaloosa County in 2013 as a Title I math teacher at Elliott Point. After 5 years, she went back into the classroom as a 4th grade math and science teacher. During her time at Elliott Point, she served as a Title I contact and grade level chair. This past year, she served as the Dean of Students at Wright Elementary. Ms. Feldman is the proud mother of 2 boys, Jacob and David. She is excited to continue working with the faculty and staff at Wright Elementary. They are dedicated and passionate about their students, and she looks forward to serving the faculty, staff, students, and families as the assistant principal at Wright Elementary. Ms. Feldman.
Need a motion, colleagues?
I'll move it.
Motion by Ms. Evancheck,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hearing or seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chambers. Thank you, school board members. I really appreciate this opportunity. I'd like to thank my family for all of their support, my parents who are in New Jersey right now watching live stream, I hope. My children, Jacob and David, are here tonight, and my fiance, Kevin. I have been supported and encouraged by wonderful administrators and colleagues over my past 10 years here in Okaloosa County. I'm very lucky. Ms. Boyd and Mr. Denton, thank you for your guidance and leadership this past year. I am truly grateful for this opportunity to serve as assistant principal at Wright Elementary and support and guide that amazing staff, the students, and the families there. So, thank you.
Very good. Congratulations.
Ms. Boyd, family and friends, if you'd like to come forward. And friends meant anyone from Wright Elementary who's here.
You can come over.
Go.
Here, stand next to your brother.
Taller ones in the back.
And we all kind of need to slide.
Slide that way. Thank you.
Take a couple so that you can smile.
All right, and that takes us to item 4.3, appointment of principal, Eglin Elementary School, recommended by the superintendent. Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Dr. White and School Board. I bring before you Ms. Gwen Morris. The Air Force brought Ms. Morris to Eglin Air Force Base 39 years ago. She grew up in a military family, living in many places, which included the East Coast, the southern part of the United States, and overseas. She was introduced to Cherokee Elementary when her oldest daughter started kindergarten. There, she volunteered, substituted, and eventually was hired to teach 3rd grade, where she spent 5 years before moving to Edwins Elementary, where she had attended school in 3rd grade. She found a home at Edwins and stayed for 24 years, serving as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal. Most recently, Ms. Morris served as the Dean of Students at Shalimar Elementary. Mrs. Morris has a Bachelor's of Art in Education, a Master's of Education in Reading, and a Specialist in Education from the University of West Florida. She has 2 daughters and son-in-law, Melinda and Robbie Baker, and Martha and Matt Paris, as well as 3 grandchildren, Kenley Anderson, Brody Baker, and Wyatt Paris. Those are some cool names, by the way. Miss Morris is looking forward to serving the Eglin community once again at Eglin Elementary.
Very good. Need a motion, colleagues?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? There being none, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. Congratulations, Ms. Moore. Please come forward.
I am extremely humbled to stand before this board again. Thank you for supporting me and for giving me the opportunity to continue serving Okaloosa County School District and the Eglin community. Mr. Chambers, thank you for believing in me and supporting me through the years. I'm so grateful to you, and I'm so blessed to be able to continue this journey where it all began at Eglin Elementary. And some of the backstory is what he told you, but I was that military child. I was a military mom, wife, and I know what it feels like for a kid to come to school. I went to 9 schools in 12 years, but my mom said I always ended the day with a friend. So I know what that feels like. I can't wait to support the families at Eglin, and I am truly excited about being there, and thank you all so very much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Family and Eglin family want to come forward?
Hi. You don't know me, well, I'm glad.
Yeah, y'all gonna need to squish in a little bit more, squish, squish, squish.
Can we like each other?
Right here, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna take a bunch, because there's a lot of you guys, so you can keep smiling. Perfect, that was good. Thank you.
Congratulations. I'll call another 2-minute recess. Make your escape, otherwise you're stuck. And we'll call this session back into order. And so section 5.1, public comment, and I have no cards for this evening. Section 6 we covered in the workshop. Moving down to section 7, consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move it.
Motion by
I'll
Ms.
second
Gardner,
it.
second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There being none, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. Slide down to section 8. All right. Section 8, Superintendent's Human Resources Recommendations. 8.1 was information only, employees on administrative leave. 8.2, information only, deferred retirement option program participants. 8.3, employment separations, presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources, and recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Motion, please.
So moved.
Motion by Mr.
I'll
Bryant.
second it.
Second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There being none, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0 as there are no opposed, correct? 8.4, personnel recommendations presented by Dr. Hale, Assistant Superintendent, recommended by the Superintendent. Need a motion, please.
I'll move it.
Motion by Ms. Evancheck.
Second.
Second by Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? There being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4.4-0. 8.5, employee transfers presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the Superintendent for approval.
I'll move it.
Motion by Ms. Gardner. Very good.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. 8.6, employee suspension, presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move it.
Motion by Ms. Evanchak,
Second.
second by Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? There being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. 8.7, reinstatement reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness or injury or medical examination, recommended by the superintendent for approval. Need a motion.
I'll
So-
move it.
Second.
All right, motion by Ms. Gardner, second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? There's no discussion, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. 8.8, leave without pay, presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So
I'll
moved.
move it.
Second.
That's close.
I'll give it to
Motion by
Ms.
Ms. Evanchak and second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? All right, since there's none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. All right, there are no items on the discussion agenda. All right, 10.1 is the status report on the board's representative to the program, and that's Mr. Tim Bryant. Mr. Bryant, anything tonight?
It will be at our next meeting, sir.
All right, very good, okay. All right, 10.2 is an action item, and it's program number 6, task order number 16, GMP modification for roofing and canopy projects at Choctawhatchee High School and Lewis K-8 School, presented by Dr. Bill Smith, program director, and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr.
I'll
Bryant.
second it.
Second by Ms. Evanchek. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. 10.3, program number 6, task order number 19, GMP for Richburg School Building 12 renovation project, presented by Dr. Bill Smith and recommended by the superintendent for approval.
I'll move it.
Second.
All right. Motion by Ms. Evanchek, second by Mr. Bryan. Any discussion?
Wait, that was Ms. Gardner.
Ms. Gardner.
Correction noted. Ms. Gardner seconded.
Yeah.
Any discussion? No discussion? All right, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
And I think just for the record, I think Ms. Gardner beat me to it, so.
Yes.
And then I was
Either
a
way.
second.
Yeah.
I know,
I
but just
won't.
for the
I
clarification,
think Mary
yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
Don't worry, we got it on tape.
yep.
All right. All right, Mr. Attorney, your business, sir.
One item tonight, Mr. Chairman, we have a request from the firm of Gray Miller Purse, who are FCC counsel to the district, for an adjustment in their rates. That was presented to you this morning, and I would ask tonight that you consider approval of that request with an effective date of April 1.
So you need a motion?
Yes, sir.
So
All right.
moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryan.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Evanchek. Any discussion? No discussion. All right, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries 4-0. All right, Mr. Superintendent, we're at your business, sir. I know you got some out-of-state field trips and anything else that you might have.
Thank you, Dr. White. As you know, this morning I shared information on several topics, and I do not have any additional information tonight.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. And so that takes us to board members' announcements and requests for information. Ms. Gardner.
I mentioned several things this morning, but again, would like to thank all of our employees who have assisted throughout the school year. It's been a very successful year, and every single one of these jobs that we have are extremely important. So we thank them. I know some will be able to take a couple of months off, but many of them will still continue work for the 12 months, but thank them. And also, we have a lot of graduations still planned, and just please be safe out there. I know our seniors are excited. Listening to the news, it's just kind of tragic when you hear that some high school seniors have been involved in some accidents. I just celebrate, but please be safe, and that's for all of our students that are out for the summer. But again, I just really do appreciate all of our employees for what they do.
Thank you, Ms. Gardner. Ms. Evanchak?
Yes, and same here. I had several announcements this morning, but again, recognizing these students tonight reminds me of how much success our students have had this year. It's, like you said, almost every meeting we have given a championship. That's incredible. So, and that goes back again to the employees, the teachers, and all those
support. So I wish them a happy summer, get a little bit of rest, so we can hit it again in the fall. So I'm wishing everybody well for the summer.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And Mr. Bryan?
I would like to yield some time back over to the superintendent.
So you know we had the drawing today.
Yeah.
The 1956 Chevy Bel Air.
Saw you driving it.
And I tell you what, it was kind of fun to drive. And the family, well, first of all, $75,000 raised across the school district. And that goes to several different programs, from the art programs to sports to band. So many different organizations are going to benefit from this program. But the winner was the Whaley family. And we kind of joked on air and said, she didn't answer my phone call when we called, so you said you had to answer to win. But, of course, we didn't do that. And we finally got in touch with the family, and they were ecstatic to be able to be the proud owners of the Bel Air. So just wanted to share that, the Whaley family, but thanking all the community members, parents, people within the school district who supported this program. So just wanted to share that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I know earlier you expressed appreciation to the donor, Mr. Larry Klein, who's been a great supporter of the school system. And it was a beautiful car, and I'm a little envious. But anyway, it was a great thing, and certainly good for our schools and everyone involved. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's fun.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr.
Yes,
Bryan?
sir, and I'll
Go
just
ahead.
echo
Yeah,
what
yeah,
my colleagues have already said. Congratulations to the class of 2023. It's hard to believe we're there, but tomorrow I know I'll be at Southside for some kindergarten graduations, and I believe they're the class of 2030 something. So we'll just leave it at that, 2030 something. So kind of put that in perspective.
Yeah. A little bit.
And that is all.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bryan. And so I'll conclude with just a couple of things. As you've already said, there are several graduations, and on Wednesday night I'll be at Choctahatchee's, and I'm not going to say anything about the weather because I don't want to jinx it, but I have checked the forecast, and it looks good right now.
Right now.
Congratulations to the Choctaw girls flag football team for their runner-up finish in the state championships. And also, the Choctahatchee High School track and field team made an excellent showing at the FHSAA Outdoor State Finals in Jacksonville, Florida, with many places. And the boys 4x400 relay team of Kyler Collins, Caleb Hollings, Cole Tabb, and Justin Whitby won a state championship.
Wow.
In addition, Isaiah Johnson earned first place, I think that's a state championship, and the long jump with a leap of 7.35 meters. That's over 21 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. So congratulations to all of them and to Coach Fuller. So that's all I have in terms of board member announcements. And that takes us now to public comment. And again, I have no cards there. And Mr. Superintendent, unless you or your staff have anything else, anything from the association?
I see Ms. Cox is back.
Yep, she's over there.
Yeah, that's great.
She's
Good.
got the seat. All right, well, with all that, this meeting's adjourned.
All right.